Hi everyone! Before we get into today's video, I wanted to mention and introduce today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Endel. Endel is an environment-based soundscape app that uses scientific knowledge to create a soundscape that is soothing and relevant to your data. It is powered by AI technology, which helps it adapt in real time to personal inputs like location, weather, and your heart rate. The result is real-time personalized soundscapes designed to help you relax, focus, and sleep. So if you have been trouble sleeping with this full moon in Aries, Endel could be an app that does help you focus on falling asleep in time or relaxing enough before bed so that you can get into your sleep cycle with ease. The app is also very fun and exciting and will feature special content partnerships with outstanding artists and audio engineers respectively to kind of create soundscapes that are relevant to a specific topic or who may be targeting a specific aspect of your neurological needs. I am quite excited to delve into the Alan Watts partnership. Alan Watts was a very radical sort of thinker for his time, someone who tried to embrace the Eastern philosophies and really introduce them into the Western society during a time where structure was very much uniform. And I'm really excited to delve into what he's been able to create with Endel. So thanks to Endel for sponsoring today's video. The first 100 people who click the link in my description box to try Endel for the first time will receive a 1 week's free subscription. If this is something that you're at least intrigued by or interested in the slightest, I highly recommend that you click the link in the description box and give Endel a try. Thank you so much to Endel for partnering with me and sponsoring today's video. Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. If this is the first time that you're seeing me, I am the Hermit Tarot and this is my YouTube channel. I do also have another YouTube channel which I do zodiac readings on. I do monthly zodiac predictions readings on that second channel, and we also do monthly love predictions readings as well. So if you're interested in looking at that, there will be something up on the screen right now which can take you to that second channel. Now thank you so much for joining me today. I do have my Endel soundscape playing in the background, so hopefully it's not too distracting. It's been a very interesting morning for me with this playing in the background. I'm always amazed by how it changes based on what's happening. Like for example, it started raining here and now you can hear rain in that soundscape, so it's amazing. But anyway, hopefully it's not distracting and it's just a nice addition to the background noise in this video. Now, today's video is going to be a pick a group tarot reading. We're asking Spirit, is the person on your mind thinking about you as well? I've got 4 groups to choose from today, as you can tell, but before I introduce the groups, I just want to kind of talk a little bit more about the topic today. So I chose this topic because I feel like a lot of you guys have been wanting clarity around the person that you've been thinking about specifically. I also chose to do it from this perspective because I think that in this reading especially, it may be more helpful to focus on whether this person is thinking about you full stop, what they are thinking about, and then getting advice around what you should do, because depending on what comes out in this reading, this person's thoughts about you, etc., the advice could be the most important part of this reading. So that's really what I'm focusing on today on the YouTube portion of today's reading. However, there will be an extended as well, so I'll be taking the extended readings onto my website, and in the extended readings we're going to be having a look at this person's fantasies about you. It is intended to be an 18+ reading in terms of we will be pulling cards from my Tarot of Sexual Magic tarot deck. But that being said, the extended reading is based on what comes out in this part of your reading. So each group is different and each group's extended reading is different as well. So with that being said, let me introduce the 4 groups to you today. Starting from the left side, we have the Trippin Rider-Waite Tarot over here and an oyster shell. So if you feel drawn to the tarot deck's colors or the shapes on the tarot deck, or the oyster shell, you will be a part of group 1's reading. Pause the video if you need to look at these objects a little bit longer. Next we have group 2 over here. Group 2, you have the beautiful Pastel Journey Tarot deck by Vanessa Samina, and you also have this gray quartz crystal. It is a completely natural find. I found this in, I think it was a beach. It was either a beach or like a riverbed near the beach. So it was around salt, and I was very intrigued by the color. I got a few different rocks that are the same sort of color, but this one is one of my favorites. So if you are drawn to either of these objects, then you will be a part of group 2's reading. Next we have group 3. Group 3, you have the Say Pa Say Ma Family Heirloom Tarot deck, and you will also have the raw Amazonite crystal over here. A beautiful cut of crystal. This is a new crystal in my personal collection. I picked this up from a beautiful little store in Albury, New South Wales. I can't remember the name of the store now though. Goddess Emporium, that's what it was called. Goddess Emporium in Albury, New South Wales. And the Say Pa Say Ma Family Heirloom Tarot deck is a very near and dear deck to me. I really love this deck, but it's not about me, it's about you. So if you feel drawn to either of these objects, you'll be a part of group 3's reading. And then we have the 4th group over here. So for group 4, you will have the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot deck and the Amethyst crystal. So it's a fairly smooth piece of polished amethyst, still some beautiful grainy textures in the appearance of the crystal. The back of this deck doesn't really show too much about the deck itself, but it is Tim Burton inspired. So if you feel drawn to either of these objects, you'll be a part of group 4's reading. Now take time selecting a group. It is very important that you are picking a group that you genuinely feel most drawn to. We have to make sure that you receive the messages that are most helpful for you, your question, and your journey. Pause the video if you do need more time selecting a group, or you could join me in the meditation portion of this reading. It will be playing straight after this clip. It's a quick 1-minute meditation aimed at connecting you to your intuition and hopefully intuitively selecting a group that you feel most drawn to. So when you do know which of these 4 groups you feel most drawn to, click on your timestamp in the description box and join me in your reading. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number, it may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color, it could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading. Hi group 1 and welcome. If you chose the Oyster Shell or the Trippin Weight Tarot deck, then this is going to be your reading. Welcome. We're asking Spirit today, is the person on your mind thinking about you as well? Now I'm just going to shuffle your deck real quick with that intention in mind. I recommend you use this brief moment to either pause the video and get something to take notes with. I highly recommend that you journal this reading so that you are writing down what resonates at the very least in like a dot point form or as just words, phrases that resonate. This can help the reading to feel more specific to you, and it can also help you let go of what isn't resonating and what isn't helpful by focusing on what is. So with that in mind, let's get into it. Group 1. Is the person on their mind thinking about them, Spirit? I'm going to start by pulling a card from this deck. What is this person's current energy towards Group 1? What is this person's current energy towards Group 1? We have the Shark card coming out, number 22. What is this person's current energy towards Group 1? What is this person's current energy towards Group 1, please, Spirit? We also have the Ace of Air. It was in the reverse position, so I'm going to keep that in that position. One last card. Oh, you know what was at the back of that deck? Release. It's the Death card. What is Group 1's person's current energy towards Group 1's, please, Spirit? What is their current energy towards Group 1? We have the number 3 coming out for you. And at the back of the deck, we have Scorpio. So a lot of strong Scorpio energy. What was at the back of this deck, I wonder? The Barking Owl. Interesting. So the number 13, 3, 22, 43, and 1 could be significant. Let's have a look at whether they are thinking about you or not. Is the person on Group 1's mind thinking about them too, Spirit? Is the person on Group 1's mind? We have the Wheel of Fortune coming out upright. Is the person on Group 1's mind thinking about them too? We have the Nine of Swords. Is the person on Group 1's mind thinking about them too? We have the Ace of Swords again reversed. Is the person on... That's really annoying, actually. I just realized that camera isn't quite straight. There. Is the person on Group 1's mind thinking about them too? Is the person on Group 1's mind? I'm going to shuffle them back in, and we just need one card to summarize. I'm getting a very clear vibe, though. We have the Six of Cups coming out. And at the back of the deck, we have the Five of Swords upright. So for you guys, I'm just going to be very honest. I always am. But I do feel like your group is a group where you and your person may have had something happen in which one person had to walk away. They felt like it was what needed to be done. They felt like they were almost pushed to walk away, either due to the circumstances in your connection or an external reason kind of pushed them away. I feel like this is a situation in which this person is now feeling very misunderstood with the Shark card. Their energy towards you is that they are feeling like it's going to take a lot to come towards you right now. They could be focused very much on their work. This Shark card is referencing a workaholic, but it also is about shutting out fear and needing to kind of be almost very headstrong and determined. I feel like when it comes to the energy that they have towards you, this person is seeing you as someone that they may need to really assert themselves over and claim, almost in a predatory way. The 3 tells me that their energy towards you is that they enjoy your interactions. They enjoy any chance that they get to see you and be around you. But there's something about this 3 energy with the Shark card that makes it feel like they have to play it safe. It makes it feel like they have to be kind of civil and cordial. There's no kind of depths there. It's almost like they're holding themselves back. Their energy towards you is like they're feeling restrained slightly. And the Ace of Air tells me they do not like this. I see the Ace of Air as like a regrettable choice or a regrettable action. Kind of marinating over an idea of what could have, would have, should have happened, instead of feeling like you were able to progress with that idea and take action. I feel like your person may still have the chance to say or do something helpful in this connection, but at this moment in time, they are very much feeling like it's out of their realm of opportunity. Like they feel like they don't have the opportunity to do anything helpful. They're seeing the situation as very challenging. And I think that part of that is because they haven't been able to be as honest and truthful with you as they wanted to. I feel regret. And I do think you're on this person's mind, but I also think that they are trying to distract themselves from the thoughts that they are having. It's not necessarily about them distracting themselves from you. It's more that they want to distract themselves from the thoughts, because the thoughts that they have about you, which we will clarify, are very kind of heavy, and they seem to be mostly thinking about the past and what they should have done and what they could have done, and how things could be different if they did this. And so I see with the Wheel of Fortune, this person may try to distract themselves with a lot of positive things, or excuse me, I don't know why I'm yawning. That happens sometimes. I apologize. But I think that they're trying to distract themselves and trying to stay present. That's what it kind of feels like. It almost feels like they are trying to think of you in a good way too. Like they're trying not to let the pessimism overrule everything else that they've been thinking and feeling, especially with the Wheel of Fortune to the Nine of Swords. It's almost like this person's mind is programmed to think that they've lost, or that the worst case situation has already happened. And I think that part of them is just trying to remain hopeful and open-minded about a positive outcome in this situation with you. I do think with the Ace of Swords reversed twice, there is a lot of thoughts about what has already happened and what hasn't been able to happen. And I am also getting with the Six of Cups, just the fondness to you, a really fond energy of kind of thinking about you and trying to think about you in more of a pure, kind way. Especially for those who this resonates. It's not going to resonate for all of you, but for those who have children in the picture, or for whatever reason there were children in the picture, I just feel like this person is trying to think of you in a very kind of warm, nurturing way, and they're trying to be kind of positively nostalgic and reminiscent. They're not trying to bring heaviness into those thoughts. I just feel like they are thinking about you, but when they think about you, they feel very, I don't even want to say confused. It just feels regretful. Regretful is probably the better word. So Spirit, clarify, what kind of thoughts do they have about group one? What kind of thoughts do they have about group one? Oops. What kind of thoughts do they have about group one? We have the Three of Wands. They're yearning, a lot of yearning thoughts. So your extended reading is going to be good then. Your extended reading is going to be juicy. Lots of yearning, lots of longing. There's this feeling of waiting too, and imagining what the future will hold. From like an expectant energy, not in a completely fantastical, dreamy energy. It's more like this is how it's going to happen, feeling like in the tangible realm of existence, not in the complete fantasy world of thought. It's like, no, in the future, like this is what could happen. This is what will happen. What do they think about when they think about group one? So you got a lot of threes, group one. A lot of threes. What do they think about when they think about group one? What does this person think about when they think about group one. We have the Four of Pentacles. I heard can't keep my hands to myself. Ooh, I'm a lover just for kicks, yeah. I've been feeling this since 1966. That's not the same song, is it? Or is that the first line? Can't keep my hands to myself. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. The Four of Cups. Sometimes I just have to sing a large portion of the song before I figure out, like, what song is this? Okay. What is this person's thoughts of group one, please, Spirit? What do they think about when they think of group one? We have, yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. You nearly got that from the Trip and Wait deck. It was flipped over though. So they were trying not to unhelpfully compare themselves to you from a material standpoint and from a responsibility, maturity standpoint. This person sometimes wonders if there's too many physical differences, like maybe you have different lifestyles, different responsibilities, different commitments, and they just wonder if all of that gets in the way. Especially if you do have children from different relationships and you're still kind of trying to figure things out with this person, I feel like they question how that's all going to work out from like a making it all fit and work standpoint. But take that as it resonates. Group one, please, Spirit. What is this person's thoughts about group one? We have the Six of Cups again. You've got to be joking. We're ending on the Six of Cups again. The back of the deck, we have the Sun card. So yeah, are you on their mind? Yes. I'm getting a message now that they think about you a lot at nighttime with that Nine of Swords. I also think that they like to reflect on experiences that have already happened with that Six of Cups. And they also miss not being able to talk to you. Whenever there's a break or a lull in communication, this person seems to really take a lot out of your conversations, out of your energy, your presence. I feel like this person thinks of you to kind of make themselves feel better. I also feel like this person hasn't been as honest with you about how they feel. So this person is kind of giving me acquaintance vibes, or someone who you're still getting to know, or someone who you may think you know them well, but not when it comes to their heart and their deep, deep feelings with all this scorpionic shark energy. I see that this person's energy towards you is that they are holding you at arm's length, or they feel like you've held them at arm's length, because I'm seeing that their thoughts of you are very expectant for positive change and growth. Their thoughts of you are reflecting them wanting like a boost in dopamine and serotonin with the Sun card, thinking of you from a space of wanting to feel better. And I think that there's this strong message of like, you're my medicine coming through. More so because there's something very healing about thinking about you on a dark day. There's this strong boost in how you make them feel. A lot of warmth, and there is a lot of sexual energy too with this Leo energy. But I do think there's a side to this person that just wants to explore feelings with you more. And I think with the Four of Pentacles, there's this desire to kind of open up more. In both settings, I think this person sees you as someone that they either want you to be able to rely on them more, or they feel like you're not being completely open as well. And this person's acknowledging that they haven't been very open either when it comes to feelings and emotions. Maybe they're very hard for you to read, group one, and that's why you're here just sort of checking up on them, trying to figure out where they're at. But I see that this person definitely feels like there is a holding back of accountability and reliability on each other. Maybe one of you feels like the other isn't very reliable due to some sort of schedule or some crazy lifestyle or work commitment. But I think with the Four of Cups, there's another person who is emotionally hesitant to kind of take on too much or open up too much early in the connection. Even now, I think that for some of you, your person may have proposed something to you. They could have said like, hey, would you consider doing this? Or have you ever thought about that? And if they haven't, they're thinking about offering something to you. And I think that they wonder a lot about how it's going to be received, because this person believes that they almost need to kind of convince you to take their cup. Like, you wouldn't just take it at this point in your connection. Like, they need time to be able to convince you and show you that their cup is reliable and worthy. And I don't think it's a matter of you don't see this person as being worthy. I think this is a matter of this person questioning, like, if there's anything holding you back from taking the next step here. With the Queen of Pentacles, this person spends a lot of time just admiring you in their thoughts, really just looking at the strong foundations you've built for yourself, the strong structure of security you've built for yourself. There's this beautiful feeling of you being a nurturer with the Queen of Pentacles, but also a provider, someone who is responsible. You may be more mature than them, or you may come across as being more mature than them in some way. And they see you as a very grounded person, someone who really kind of is reliable and follows through with what they say they're going to do. I also think that this person sees you as someone who is like a really good sort of spouse material, from the standpoint of, like, you're the kind of person that they would want to introduce to their family, because I think that you're physically very attractive, but I also think that there's qualities within you that are very kind of typical of like what any parent would want to see their child's partner have, if that makes sense. Like, you give this person, you kind of make this person feel sentimental and more kind of values based, instead of just, how does this make me feel, or is this exciting enough for me? It's more like this person can see stability with you, if that makes sense. And I think that when they're thinking about you, group one, they often wonder how, moving forward, you are going to really bring a lot of stability into their lives. I also think that from another standpoint, this person wants to be able to take care of you. And I feel like if you are someone who has an established sort of structure that you've created for yourself, whether that is you and your kids, because children keep coming up with the Six of Cups and Leo Sun card, or whether that is you with something that you've created for yourself, your financial stability, or just you coming across as someone who's in a really good place in their life in terms of your well-being. They want to be able to kind of add to that, build to that, and take on some of that as a responsibility. And I wonder how this is them. They're wondering how you are going to kind of react to that change in control, because I see that this is someone who, like, they want to be a part of it. They don't want to just come in and then go and feel like they don't have a strong connection to you. A part of this person's form of connection is attachment, and being physically attached to your lifestyle, having those things that cross over. It's, as a simple example, I think this person even imagines like foods together, dinners together. If you're already seeing this person and you're just wondering if they're thinking about you at this point in time, like, I feel like they think about what it would be like to kind of take things to the point where you're asking big questions of each other, and then littler questions too, like, what sort of toothpaste do you like? When I buy it next, I'll make sure I get the right one. Little stuff like that, and then bigger stuff like, where do you want to move to? Where do you want to live? The lease expires. Should we consider buying a property together? Should we start saving for a property together? How would that look? Just little and big things that involve intertwining two lives together for stability and protection, because there's you need to feel like you can rely on that person to want to share a 30-year debt with them, you know, like, that's a big commitment. And I just think that this person is maybe even scared at times of the kind of thoughts that they have. With the Six of Cups here, there's such a sweetness to the way that this person thinks and feels about you. They really try to helpfully think about you in a way that is about boosting positivity and optimism. especially because on the outside, I feel like this person is going through something and I do think that whatever it is that has caused this shutout feeling or this pushing or holding you at an arm's length or vice versa, you holding them at an arm's length, they are seeing it as temporary and they are expecting the opportunity to be able to share a lot of their thoughts with you and offer you something here. So let us get some channel messages. Aside from their thoughts, what do they actually want to say to you, group one? Before we take this into the extended, we're going to get advice before we leave as well. But I'm really keen to get into the extended, get into the juicy juice. What does this person want to say to group one, please, Spirit? I said juicy juice and my mouth literally started salivating. Very juiced. We have Maisie Star Interest coming out. What does this person want to say? That is one of my favorite songs of all time. Oh, I'm hearing it too. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, Rage, Army of Me by Bjork. That makes sense. At the back we have Catalyst. And I feel like the Catalyst energy is just indicative of all this Scorpio energy, this feeling of transformation, wanting to change things, wanting to move things forward, wanting to helpfully confront fears so that they are not blockages and limits, but more guiding signs of what to pay more attention to. I feel like this person has fears. So let's see what they want to say to you. What does this person want to say to group one, especially when it comes to their fears, Spirit? They are very afraid of the blockages in your connection right now. And I feel like this person is afraid of rejection. They're afraid of you not saying what they think you're going to say. This person may have held back because they were afraid that you were going to reject them, especially if you don't know this person very well. They were very afraid that they might come to you boldly with an offer and you just shut them down. They feel like there's a lot at stake, even if you barely know this person. They just really don't like rejection. They can't handle that, especially in the setting that you see them. We also have wait. So they're kind of waiting. I feel like they're building their courage, but I also feel like they're building their confidence when it comes to feeling sure about offering you something. What does this person want to say to group one? Yeah, they're definitely working on their courage and confidence with the Strength card reversed. And in the meantime, they're trying not to kind of pay attention to the intrusive thoughts. But I also think this Gossip Only Hurts More card is them hearing stuff about you through the grapevine. I feel like this person really wants to talk to you straight. We have Do You Think About Me Too? If you have social media with this person, I dream about you a lot. Yeah, too much. You're kind of a distraction. This person has things to do. And instead they spend a lot of time thinking about you. Not your fault. Please don't hear it like that. But what else does this person want to say, Spirit? Do you think about me too? Oh, I think there are definitely moments where you're both on each other's mind simultaneously. We have Light reversed. I'm just trying to be positive. This person is processing something. What are they processing? Why are they losing hope? If I follow you, I could lose everything because of their actions. They're losing hope that they may have really jeopardized this connection because of that Five of Swords, that feeling of needing to walk away, maybe because they needed space or something else was calling their name. And I don't mean someone else. It feels like they walked away to kind of do something else. And in that time, it felt like it was very much like the wrong thing to do, but it was also the right thing to do. The wrong thing to do by the connection, but the right thing to do in terms of that aspect of their life. You know, like they were maybe honoring a work commitment, a family commitment, some sort of friendship obligation, their child's needs. It was the right thing to do by that aspect of their life, but for the connection, it was a loss. And they now wonder if by choosing to do that, they have lost their chance to kind of bring things forward with you in a positive way. I feel like they wonder if that changes the way that you see them. What else do they want to say to group one? I want you. but please give me time because I've never felt this way before. I think that they are feeling very conflicted and drawn, and it's not that they don't want you, it's this feeling of the energy between us has slowed down for right now. I'm hearing temporarily, and I think that this Eight of Wands reversed is this really frustrating feeling of having all this energy, having this desire, but not having the chance or the opportunity now to be able to do something with it. And so it's just building anxiously, nervously within them. This Nine of Swords, it really keeps them up at night. There's a lot of time spent at night wondering, what do you want? Do you think about me too? Gossip only hurts more. Somebody else is saying something about this connection. They may be wondering if you are not on the same page. Somebody wants more, and they're wondering if what they're seeing and feeling from you is that you want to keep things casual. Like, take that if it resonates. It could be the other way around, but I don't think so, because we channeled the strong energy of this person feeling afraid of being able to come towards you now and wanting to offer you something. So this person is very interested in you, Group 1, especially with Amazing Star Fade into You coming out. That card also can sometimes feel like a secret admirer energy, because the part of the chorus that really sticks out to me is, I think it's strange you never knew. So there's this strong feeling of this person really holding a light on for you, holding a candle to your name, and just like really wanting that connection and intimacy. That card represents such a beautiful song of intimacy and connection. And I just wonder if with this rage energy here, this Army of Me by Bjork song, this person is just constantly battling those feelings, because that Eight of Wands reversed has told us that they haven't had the chance, at least recently, to be able to let that out and share that energy with you. There's a lot of built up frustration in this situation, and that rage card is this person trying to almost talk to themselves. Stand up, you've got to manage. I won't sympathize anymore. If you complain once more, you'll meet an army of me. I think that for some of you, this person needs to overcome their own fears and really stand up to them and face them, and not kind of take the easy way out anymore, especially if it resonates as being anymore, because it feels like they may have done that before, or they may have just given themselves too many allowances, and that's how you guys are in this situation now. I do want to get advice for you before we take this into the extended. What is the advice for Group 1? What is the advice for Group 1? We have broken and hatched. When one thing ends, another thing begins. So take this as the end of a cycle. I think in this connection, we have afraid of the addict. We do need to kind of be aware of our fears respectively, as in your fears. You need to be aware of how your fears are being projected into the situation. And then you also need to kind of empathize with the fact that this person has their own fears and they're projecting their own fears into the situation, let alone the assumptions that you both have of each other and how that is being projected into the situation. It feels like there's a lot of unknown due to this change in circumstance and this lack of direct communication. And so I do believe that with this person, your advice is you are technically not forced to do anything in this situation. I'm going to lead with that. Be free, do what you love. You can, through your free will, choose to seek your happiness from anyone, anything. And it is indicating to me that you are a very abundant person whose happiness is almost guaranteed to them, so long as you are aligned with what makes you feel good. So long as you are aware of what is making you feel good, you attract joyful, loving moments, opportunities, people easily when you are aware of what you like doing, when you are aware of what is making you feel good about yourself and about life in general. And this person was one of those things / people. At this moment in time, I feel like they are not, but I don't think that that is permanent. I see them changing, and I think that from your end, you've got to give them space to go through this transformation, to purge their heaviness, their fears, in their own way, because some of that is about you, but a lot of it is a reflection of this person and what they're going through. What I mean to say is a lot of their fears are recurring, repetitive, and can translate into many situations. The fears they experience in this connection connected to a fear of rejection, a fear of not being true, and in terms of being so confident about something and then having it work out to be different, that can translate into many different situations. So for you, I feel like you're being called to address your own fears and to give this person space to overcome theirs. That doesn't mean shutting them out and shutting down. You're also being called to be receptive to their changes, to their confidence when they do come out of the light, even if it's tentatively, to be able to open communication and movement in this connection again. But remind yourself you do have free will. And if once this person attempts to reestablish something in your life, you are still not feeling as though they are a part of your positive feelings of love and joy, you can respectfully choose to seek that joy and love elsewhere. But I do think Spirit is asking for you to give them space and the opportunity to kind of come towards you. I think that this connection is going through a recycle, and I think that you'll either end up being friends or you have the chance to really build this connection from where it has become stagnant. We have you can't find goodness because you lost your heart. So really practicing empathy in this situation. Remember, empathy is just about recognizing what this person is going through. You don't have to put yourself, it's okay. It's okay. Yoda, it's okay. It's okay. Calming down. Calming down. No barking. No barking. Calming down. Coming down. Come here. Calming down. The sirens that go past here trigger a lot of the dogs in the neighborhood because they happen quite frequently too, and they go really close to where we are. It's okay, calming down. But Yoda's learning to like join in, and I'm trying to encourage him not to, especially when I'm not here. So what was I saying? Yeah, you're really being encouraged to have empathy. And the difference between empathy is, in this case, you are probably here because you pick up on energy naturally. You're aware that there's a lot going on in the background. Even if you can't see it, you've picked up on the energy of the situation. But in this situation, you don't have to physically put yourself in your person's shoes. You can simply kind of hold them back a little bit and go, listen, I have a lot of sympathy for you. Whether you say this or whether you just energetically transmute it their way and say, I have a lot of sympathy for you. I have a lot of understanding of what you're going through. But at the end of the day, that is your journey, and I'm going to allow you to have the space to experience what you're going through and to helpfully work with the energy that you're currently working with. And I'm going to focus on myself. There's a strong feeling of not becoming this person's crutch, but at least understanding that they are going through something, and that something is bigger than you. It's not just this person has stopped talking to me or they've created distance between us. It's actually about what this person needs to do to fulfill another aspect of their being in this lifetime. We also have cornucopia reversed. So at the end of the day, be free to do what you love and to how you want to grow. You are very ripe. You are someone who is very abundant, and this isn't your only opportunity to create abundance, growth, and to experience love and joy. So I do think follow Spirit's advice here. Let the changes happen. Give this person space to do that, to work through their fears. Be receptive. But also, when you hit that point where you're like, you know what, the situation really is not a part of my joy, my love anymore. It's really heavily impacting how I feel in a harmful way. Then I guess it's the decision to move forward. I hope that was helpful, because I feel like that was a very kind of safe and almost political way of giving you advice. But I do think group one, that this group is very heavily split. I can see you all transforming this connection. But I think that for some of you, once you get through all the changes and once this person goes through their transformation, you may no longer want what you now want with them. You may choose to just keep it civil, or you may desire to kind of build a friendship rather than a romance. So it's going to be different. That's why I think your goal is to just stay receptive and to keep doing what you love and what brings you joy. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 1, for the YouTube portion of this reading. I'm going to take your reading over to the extended now, which will be on my website. In the extended reading, we're going to have a look at what your person fantasizes about when it comes to you. What are their late night thoughts? What do they think about in a more 18 plus way? We're going to get some more channeled messages too when it comes to 18 plus. So if you're curious and or keen or both to join me there, the link is in the description box. As I mentioned, the reading is on my website and it is ready when you are. Before you go, group 1, wherever you are going, thank you so much for all your time, your energy, your support. I hope this reading was helpful, healing, and informative. I hope you were able to take messages that are resonating and helpful to your journey. Please leave anything that doesn't resonate. Do not let it take from you, and I shall connect with you in another video. Bye. Hi group 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this beautiful grey quartz stone or the Gentle Tarot, or should I say the Pastel Journey Tarot deck by Vanessa Samina, then this is going to be your reading. She's got 2 decks, so I got them slightly confused, at least 2 tarot decks. So today, group 2, we're going to be asking Spirit about... Oh my days, I've just drawn a complete blank. What was the first video I did? Is the person on your mind thinking about you as well? And we're also going to be looking at what they're thinking about in general. In the extended reading, we're going to be having a look at what their fantasies are about if they are thinking about you. If they're not thinking about you, we're going to be having a look at what you need to know about this connection in terms of what is helpful for you. And we may have a look at where you're headed to next. We'll see how your reading goes, sweets. Depending on what comes out in this part of your video, will highly steer the outcome in terms of the extended reading. So let's get into it. For group 2, is the person on their mind thinking about them too? Is the person on group 2's mind thinking about them as well? Is the person on group 2's mind thinking about them as well? Okay, we have the Queen of Swords upright. We also have the Seven of Cups reversed. Is the person on group 2's mind thinking about them as well? We have the Empress reversed. We have the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords reversed. At the back of the deck, we have the Three of Cups upright. What is this person's current energy towards group 2? What is this person's current energy towards group 2? We have the Blue Tongue Lizard. Bask in the sun, regenerate, slow and deliberate movement, and seek a safe haven. That card was technically reversed. Let's see how we go. At the back of the deck is the Crocodile. Okay. Cunning, snappy, manipulative, repetitive behaviors, primal energy, and tenacity. Is the person on group 2's mind thinking about them also? We have the Trine card coming out. Back of the deck, we have Libra. Is the person on group 2's mind thinking about them as well? Is the person on group 2's mind? It is Libra season at the time that I'm filming this too. Technically, this is a timeless reading, but it is Libra season. Okay, what do we have at the back of the deck here? The Four of Fire, so that's the Four of Wands. We have the Queen of Earth. So for a lot of you, I feel like you are either asking about a partner or someone who you have a pretty well-established connection with. I highly doubt that this person isn't someone that's already fairly involved in your life, because the energy that I'm getting is that this person feels very content and secure with you. They don't feel like they need to question their position in your life, and they are very confused as to why like you're questioning it from them as well. I feel like this person does think about you, and I want you to know that they have very kind of, their thoughts are mostly about how to be able to bring more into your current situation. This person sees you as someone that they need to be on par with. It's giving me strong partnership vibes. This is somebody who I feel their thoughts are at times intrusive, because they feel like what you have going for you right now is working. And they feel like your connection is in a good place. But they do think that this connection does have the tendency to become either competitive, or their thoughts about you become very competitive. They compare themselves to you as a peer, and they want to be able to be a balanced equal in this connection. So they feel like a partner, somebody that is already well established in your life. At first, I felt like they were trying not to think about you with the first 4 cards that came out, and then when the King of Swords came out, it really just helped kind of bring it all together. The Oracle cards have confirmed. I just feel like this person's thoughts about you are sometimes a little sinister, and they have to kind of snap themselves out of it and go like, listen, this is my partner, like we are equals, we help each other out, we do this, like I do this, they do that. It's all about balance and harmony. And I feel like at times they are a bit hard on themselves. Well, they kind of are hard on you even if one of you isn't quite contributing as much. This is somebody who feels like they work really well with you, especially for trying to come out. They feel like the two of you work really well together. They think that you complement each other's personalities, and they also feel like you make a really good team. So I feel like this person, especially at the time that you're tapping into this reading, their thoughts of you are more about trying to bring more kind of fun back into your connection. It feels like this would resonate a lot for those who have been with this person for a while, or for those who have kind of gotten into a stable kind of rut with this person. I feel like they want more. They think about like going out more and having more fun together, and doing little outings, and going out for drinks, and kind of being out with mutual friends as well, even double dates, but just like being out and seeing other people together. It gives me the kind of energy of like dinner dates, or like group kind of catch-ups on the weekends, just little things like that. I feel like this person feels like they have a lot of stability with you, and the partnership is strong, but a lot of their thoughts are about kind of breaking out of this repetitive energy that you've both gotten into, and just getting a chance to kind of have a bit more fun with that 3 of Cups. I feel like your person sees you as someone that is their equal. So if you don't resonate with this partnership being on the best of grounds, and you feel like the two of you could improve, I definitely could see how this person thinks that certain behaviors need to change, and they are trying to match your energy. So this very much feels like someone who is trying to kind of be on the same level as you. To a certain extent, they see you setting the standard here. I feel like this can go both ways though, because I am picking up on this mirroring energy. So if you are acting petty, especially the Queen of Swords in this deck, she's just like giving the silent treatment, like out of sight, out of mind. If you act a certain way, they mirror that back for better or for worse. And I think with the Ace of Swords reversed, there have been for worse moments here where things could be a little bit better. Communication could be better, actions could have been more thought out before they were just sort of acted upon. And I think with the Seven of Cups reversed, this person is really thinking about how to build a strong level of trust and emotional trust. Because I think like mentally, what they think about is what you've said to them, how you've acted towards them, and how they should react. They never think of themselves as the instigator. They never think of themselves as the primary initiator. Although they may be, you may perceive your own actions as reactions. They see you as like the steerer, and they're just reacting to whatever you do. And so I do think with the Seven of Cups reversed, there's this strong feeling of just trying to build trust and trying to really read the other person. That's the thing with the King and the Queen of Swords here. I feel like this person sees you as a good match, but there is this strong feeling of trying to read you, read your body language, read the tone of your voice, and just trying to kind of match your energy. I feel like this person often thinks about little quirks that you do, group two. I apologize if I've been calling you group one. Someone commented that recently, and to be honest with you, I just channel energy. The like logistics of the reading, it does get confusing because you just get into the energy, and I just say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like it just happens. But I promise it's your energy. I think that you guys just get really confused by it because all you can hear is my voice. You're not usually seeing my face. But anyway, group 2. I do think that with this Ace of Swords reversed and the Seven of Cups reversed, there's this strong feeling of just trying to kind of build more emotional depth, trust, and stability. There is a feeling of the two of you being in a good place physically. Like I feel like this person thinks that you both have a good routine together. That's why it feels like y'all are married, if I'm honest with you. This person really takes you seriously. If you don't know them as well, I definitely think that this person feels like you are their responsibility, and kind of vice versa. Like they really take you seriously. They think a lot about your previous interactions, what you've said to them. A lot of what you say really resonates with them. They genuinely think that you two are duos, like you're very much cut from the same cloth with your little differences. As I was saying before I went on a tangent, this person really thinks a lot about your quirks, group 2. They see you as someone that has like a lot to you, a lot of substance, and I feel like they're learning more and more about you in different contexts. Even if you've been with them for a while, this is the feeling of them wanting more opportunities to learn more about each other. I definitely could see this person thinking about going on like day trips with you, just little weekend getaways or like after work getaways, or any spare time you have, just going to places that inspire these different facets of your personality to shine. Because I almost see with the Empress reversed, they are thinking about how things have become a bit too comfortable to the point where it's gotten a bit stagnant. It started to get into like a comfort zone where there doesn't seem to be a lot of growth in the way where you could technically be running out of things to kind of say and do together. I feel like this person's thoughts with the Empress reversed is, how are we going to get out of this and onto something that is fruitful in terms of the future? I think that this person is really trying to kind of backtrack a little bit to see what needs to change. The Ace of Swords reversed is giving me nitpicky behavior, nitpicky sort of analyzing of your previous interactions and just kind of what could be done better, and trying to analyze how, based on the intention, actions can be adjusted. I could also see with the Queen of Earth how this person is trying to understand how to move things forward with meaning. Like there's this idea here of kind of creating more helpful stability, not just stagnancy, not just getting into a comfort zone, but planting seeds for the future so that things do grow. And because of this, their actions may be quite slow, and like I said, they may be feeling more reactive and receptive rather than taking initiative, just sort of waiting for you to do things. But I see it as them really trying to kind of be intentional and have that forward thinking, so that they're not just planting seeds for the sake of planting seeds, not just taking action for the sake of taking action. The goal here is to try to grow together. I definitely feel like this person is looking at you as the one who's wearing the pants, in the sense of you seem to be the steerer. They're just reacting to what you do, you say, etc. So let's get some channeled messages, Spirit. What does this person think about when they think about group 2? What does this person think about when they think about group 2? You are so beautiful. Why do you need me? Yes, a lot of feelings of self-worth arise, because it feels like they're trying to figure out how the two of you can be equals, and because of that it gets competitive at times. They definitely feel like there is an unfair disadvantage for some reason. This person is very aware of a lot of the attention you get. Even if you're in a relationship, they just feel like you're a very eligible partner, bachelor, bachelorette, even if you're in a relationship. And so I do think with the 9 of Pentacles, this person thinks a lot about your physical beauty or handsomeness. And they also think about your physical success, so tangible income, and how lucrative you are in the physical sense as well. Some of you guys may own your own business, or you could just have a really good position at work that pays well, or they could be out of employment. I'm not sure why, but a lot of their competitiveness seems to come from a physical standpoint of comparing what you have versus what they have. We do have Libra here, so there is this feeling of trying to work out how you can kind of really fit into each other's worlds in a helpful, harmonious way. Is there anything else you can tell us about this person's? Okay, well, there's too many cards, so I'm just going to shuffle them all back in. What else does this person think about when they think of group 2? We have the 2 of Swords in the reverse position. I still don't have all the answers. So this person thinks a lot about their previous decisions. They think a lot about your previous conversations and where they're at now. This person has reached some sort of conclusion in terms of they have clarity, and they just think about how they should have done things differently in the past too. I feel like at this moment in time, they feel like they have clear information on what to do next. It's more about what you want in this situation. So what do they want to do next? They want to bring more balance in terms of your time spent together versus time spent on other things, other responsibilities like work, or just other things that you have, other hobbies, other interests, other people, other whatever the heck you give your time to. There's this feeling of trying to balance out and make more quality time for each other. I feel like this is a conversation that needs to be had between the two of you. Maybe they're thinking about how to talk about it to you. Your person feels like they're in a better place. I think that 9 of Pentacles is more about them realizing that this is something they should be investing more in. With the Ace of Pentacles reversed, there's a feeling of selfishness at times when it comes to not really factoring in the other person. Take it if it resonates, but I'm seeing that one person may just do things without asking the other person if they want to join them, or one person may just go ahead and do something without considering how it impacts the other person. It gives me a strong feeling of like miscommunication around the importance of quality time, because this person may just assume that, well, why would you want to hang around me and my friends? You never seem to enjoy it anyway. But the other person is like, it's not that, it's that you didn't consider telling me that you would be gone for 5 hours when we could have spent that time together. So I feel like it's a miscommunication over quality time, and maybe even love languages. Because one person really likes spending quality time, and it's not about needing that person's time all the time. It's just about having set times to spend together. Whereas the other person is like, it's not a big deal. Like, I'm going to see you at dinner. And the other person's like, but that's not quality time. That's just cooking. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a miscommunication here over how this connection is moving forward, what isn't working and what is working. What else does group 2's person want to say to them? What do they think about? So So what do they want to say? The Eight of Cups reversed. There's definitely behavior that is unhelpful that needs to change. This behavior has caused a lot of emotional disappointment in the past, and it's kind of made a turning point in the connection where one of you may have really kind of hinted that if this doesn't change, I'm going to have to start thinking outside of this and not prioritizing this. I definitely feel like someone wasn't getting their emotional needs met. And I think that this person thinks a lot about how things can be done differently, because this is something they want to salvage if it is struggling. And this is something that they believe has a lot of potential already invested. So to be honest with you, this person, it was never intended on abandoning this connection. I just think that they have really kind of gotten complacent at times or underestimated the importance of certain aspects that you prioritized, especially if you resonate as being the one who wants the quality time. I feel like this person has just gotten into a point where they get really kind of comfortable and slow, and they underestimated how little they had put in terms of effort, in terms of time, in terms of structure maybe. I think that they've only just recently realized, like, you do reap what you sow, and they're not sowing a heck of a lot with you right now. It feels like the crops are needing to be recycled. I'm looking at like a dead cornfield where the corn's been harvested and you're just waiting for the stalks to die so they can be kind of mulched through or properly harvested from the soil so that the soil can be turned over and refertilized. So I almost feel like this person has a slow moving energy about them where they kind of, their process takes time. And I feel like you don't want to give them more time, or you're kind of looking at it as like, if we don't prioritize this now, it's not going to happen, or it's never going to be a priority. What else does this person want to say to group 2? What do they think about when it comes to group 2? I'd be very surprised if you guys aren't in union, because this person does see you as their equal. And they feel like at times like you just purposefully ignore what you know about them and you try to put them into a little box. And they're like, you know me though, you know that this is what I'm like. And they feel like you sometimes close your eyes and go, no, I don't. Like, you should have told me. You should have explained that to me. And they're like, but you know that I do this every Tuesday. I go out with my friends, we have a quick beer after work, and then I come home. But they feel like you close your eyes and you go, no, you should have told me. And they're just finding that the situation has become very nitpicky in some ways. We also have you are wrong. Yeah, it feels like you guys, if there are any issues, it feels like it's mostly because you're both being very stubborn respectively in your own little ways. But I also think that they think a lot about, like, their thoughts are at times intrusive, and they do think about the worst times more than the better times lately. They're thinking more about how you do need more Three of Cups time together, more happiness, more kind of fun, more carefree energy, not so much this snappy crocodile energy that seems to be trying to peek through. We also have, I think so, yes. So it's not that this person is confused, but they do think about what could be done differently. And there is this gray area with you of trying to figure out how to separate what they think versus what they need to do. And I do believe that this person is very analytical. We have 2 swords suits out. So think like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They're giving me a very strong feeling of trying to be objective, but lately just feeling like they can't think so big because they've been super focused on every little thing that you've said, that you've highlighted, that you've kind of brought up. Especially if you've been argumentative with this person. I feel like they're having a hard time stepping back, looking at the bigger picture and really kind of understanding your point of view, because they have a rebuttal for everything. And I do think that this person is trying to figure out why certain things become so trivialized with you, when the bigger picture is you both seem to have a very strong connection, and you both seem to have a very bright sort of future of potential. They admit that throughout the journey they may have dropped the ball in certain areas, but they feel like you're sabotaging the bigger picture for the little nitty-gritty subjective issues. And so I feel like this person is really almost just watching you and trying to kind of understand you and understand how to react to you right now. They feel like they almost walk on eggshells a little bit, just kind of watching you and waiting to see like what they should say in a situation, if that makes sense. Like, I could see how this person just prefers to be quiet and let you talk. They almost are scared to share their opinion sometimes because they're afraid of how reactive you are at times. At the back of the deck, we have You Are So Very Special, the World card. So I do feel like in your situation, this person is struggling to figure out how and what the signs are kind of telling them when it comes to overcoming a repetitive cycle of karma with you. There's some sort of lesson here that they just haven't learned, and it has a lot to do with reacting and initiating conversation and actions. I definitely think that communication should be your strongest suit, considering you're both air signs, but I also think that it's your biggest weapon. And when you're frustrated at the other person, your communication or lack thereof is your strongest weapon. So what is the advice for group 2 when dealing with this person, Spirit? What is the advice for group 2? We have Justice reversed. Settle your grievances or they will destroy you. We also have Inside looking out. Yeah, don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the next day and the next day and the next day until you're literally sitting in a glass box full of memories of what could have, would have, should have happened. There's this strong feeling of taking action and not waiting for the other person, creating communication and not waiting for the other person, because you are mirroring each other. And like I said, your communication is your biggest weapon. Your lack of communication is your biggest weapon. This person is very observant of you, and they feel like you hold a lot of the bearing in this connection in terms of you're steering it, you wear the pants, what you say goes, and they just there to kind of react to whatever it is that you're saying. We also have sitting on top of the world. So there is this strong feeling of, I'm hearing get off your high horse. So group 2, I don't mean to call you out like this, but I feel like sitting on top of the world is a strong message of accountability and responsibility. In this situation, you must objectively observe how much control you have over the positive and potentially harmful movement forward. And I do think with this sitting on top of the world, you do need to kind of pull back a little bit and look at how your actions, your communication is both helpful and unhelpful in getting the best possible outcome in this situation. I do believe that you need to work on settling your grievances, your differences, your disputes with this person, or that is what is going to break this connection up. The Justice card reversed can also be talking about helpful mediation, getting therapy or counseling together, or getting somebody who both loves and respects and trusts both of you, to be able to kind of talk about some of the stuff that's going on. I only think that these steps would be taken if this is a connection that you want to work on. If it isn't, you have to appreciate that your differences are literally causing a huge wedge. Your communication or lack thereof is causing a huge wedge. And your biggest advice in that case is act now and don't wait until you regret and you're literally sitting in that glass house full of memories of what could have, should have, would have happened. Inside looking out is just really about you kind of having that perspective of, well, if I don't do it, I'll never know. It is this feeling of trying to kind of seize a moment and doing something, because what is more terrifying is the thought of, what if I never know? What if I never do it and I'm always wondering, rather than the fear of actually doing it. It's more so the overpowering fear of never doing it that provokes that sort of action. Any other closing advice for group 2? We have the Messenger. I feel like a lot of your advice has to do with your communication, but I also think that the Messenger is your mode of communication, finding a helpful way to communicate. Thankfully, we live in a modern world. You don't just have to talk. You could find another way to. And especially if there is distance, there are many different ways to get this message across. In fact, writing it down may be more helpful, especially if the two of you are very reactive and you do find yourself kind of losing your temper or vice versa. It might be better to send a letter or to send a text or an email or just get it all written down so that all your thoughts are clearly arranged and you're not just sort of reacting. It's more about putting thought into the message and making sure that everything meaningful has been explained. So I do think that moving forward, this connection is very much about whether it is worth working on, because I do feel that for most of you, this is a partner. This is someone who you have a serious relationship with, someone who assumes they're on solid ground with you. This person would be very shocked if you weren't willing to work on this and if you weren't willing to come to some sort of agreement, compromise, or way forward. I do think this is someone who would be open to counseling or therapy, but I also think that this is someone who finds the situation very kind of unbalanced and they're trying to find their sense of balance again in this partnership. It feels sometimes like a dictatorship of walking around on eggshells and reacting to the other person. And they want it to be more about harmony, balance, stability, security, and trust. At the back of the deck, we have something that is never truly yours. So I feel like this is foreshadowing this sense of you reap what you sow. And in this card, we have these coins sort of passing through all these hands as though the hands are struggling to claim it. I think that in this situation, it's definitely a case of making the outcome happen through your actions, through your intention. And ultimately, it could go either way. I definitely think that for this group, this person's thoughts haven't been typical lately. Like they've been thinking about some pretty heavy stuff, which isn't typical of what they would usually think about in this connection. I think that they're very focused on trying to kind of get the connection back into a state of stability where you are spending quality time together and where you are on the same page and you are able to feel comfortable around each other and secure with each other. But they can't help but think about all the little things that seem to be going wrong and that seem to be brought up between the two of you. So that's what I'm seeing for your group 2. Because you are on your person's mind, I'm going to take this into the extended reading now, where we will have a look at your person's fantasies. It was intended to be like an 18+ inspired reading, but to be honest with you, I feel like we just need to do more digging into this person's subconscious and try to figure out where their energy is at specifically. The oracle cards indicate someone who is really loving how the two of you work together, seeing you as very compatible, seeing you as someone that they want to grow with. But I think we need to kind of delve deeper into that and kind of have a look at what this person perceives the main conflicts or challenges to be. So we are going to have a look at their fantasies based upon what they see this connection as being and where they see this connection as going in the future. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description box. The extended reading is on my website. I shall see you there. Otherwise, I want to thank you so much for all your time, your energy, and your support right here on YouTube, and I shall connect with you in another video. Bye! Hi Group 3 and welcome to your reading. If you chose this raw Amazonite crystal or the C'est Pas C'est Ma, Cupid Says, well actually it's not the Cupid Says, but it's the C'est Pas C'est Ma Family Heirloom Tarot deck. Getting confused. The creator of this deck has created 2 other oracle decks and I was getting confused with those decks instead. But anyway, welcome Group 3. So lovely to have you here. I'm going to put your crystal down there. In today's Pick a Group Tarot reading, we're going to be asking Spirit for answers about whether the person that you are thinking about is thinking about you too. We're going to have a look at whether you are on their mind, and then we're going to have a look at what they are thinking about when it does come to you. So let me shuffle your tarot deck. We're going to be pulling some oracle cards as well, so please bear with me. It'll take a little while to get all your cards out. There's going to be an extended reading to today's video as well. The extended reading will be on my website. We'll be having a look at what your person's fantasies are when it comes to you. Depending on how this part of the reading goes, we may add additional questions and topics as well. We'll see what happens in the first part of your reading. Okay, Spirit, tune me into Group 3's person's energy. Group 3. Is the person on Group 3's mind... Oh, this person is... okay. Is the person on Group 3's mind thinking about them? And if they are, what do they think about? We have the Nine of Ingots. This is the card that came out before, but I thought I'll shuffle it in just in case. But it's come out again, so that's good. Is the person on Group 3's mind thinking about them as well? Knight of Wands. The other card that came out was the King of Wands. So we have the Knight of Wands now instead. We also have the Four of Ingots. So in this deck, Wands are swords, ingots are pentacles. Is a person on Group 3's mind thinking about them as well? We have the Seven of Teacups. This is Seven of Cups reversed. And at the back of the deck, we have the Page of Wands reversed. Interesting. What is this person's current energy towards Group 3? What is this person's current energy towards Group 3? Okay, we have Yena in the reverse. That's interesting. I was wondering when that card was going to come out. What is this person's current energy towards Group 3? What is this person's current energy? Two cards. We have the Page of Air again reversed. That's the Page of Wands. And we have the Dreamer, the Fool card upright. One more deck. At the back of this deck, we have the Two of Cups reversed. What is this person's current energy towards Group 3, please, Spirit? We have the Sixth House reversed. And at the back of the deck, we have the Fourth House reversed. Let me just drink some water and try to figure this out a little bit. Okay. Archangel Metatron. Interesting. First of all, this person really looks up to you. Group 3, they really look up to you. They see you as someone who is very inspirational. The weird thing about your energy, though, is that I feel like you've inspired this person to take action elsewhere. It feels like you've brought this person a lot of clarity. They really value your presence and they enjoy being around you. But it feels like you're a muse to this person. They watch you and they interact with you for inspiration on how to progress individually. They see you as someone that they aspire to be like in certain ways. Perhaps you've experienced fortune in some way, or you're a really hard worker and it shows. They really look up to your sense of self, how you've been able to cultivate a sense of security for self, or at least some sort of material success for self. And they want the same for them as well. So they kind of look to you as someone that they can learn from, as someone that they should try to kind of take inspiration from, like a motivational presence in their life. But I think that the way that they think of you has caused them to take action in other areas that cause distance and separation between you. It almost feels like at times this person may be so detached from understanding your intentions towards this connection, especially if you desire more romance or more emotional intimacy. I feel like this is someone who looks to you in a sense of, what can I learn from this person right now? And they look at you in the sense of, how can I have what this person has? I think that they are genuinely interested in spending time with you and in talking to you and in understanding how you've gotten to be where you are now. But it feels like it's from a more of a lack mentality of, I want what group 3 has. I'm not getting a strong romantic vibe. I'm more getting this feeling of this person thinking of you and trying to figure out, well, how could I have that as well? How could I use what they have done to get to where they are for me and for myself? And I see that this person at times doesn't really know how to kind of voice that to you, or how that kind of fits into your interactions. I feel like they would have a hard time labeling your connection, because it doesn't feel like a friendship. It doesn't feel quite like a romance. It doesn't feel like an acquaintance anyway, because I feel like if you have spoken to this person, they really felt like a strong connection, but it felt like with Archangel Metatron here, it felt like your energies synced in that moment. This person is very drawn to the way that you talk about your future. They see you maybe as a dreamer, or someone who isn't afraid of putting the effort in towards their dreams. You don't just talk about these things, over alcohol or while you're smoking a joint. It's more like you're the one person that they've seen actually put their money where their mouth is when it comes to things that you've wanted to do. You've successfully ticked boxes and accomplished things for yourself. And I feel like this person looks at you in a sense of like, that's inspirational. I'm getting a strong feeling of being inspired by you and seeing you as someone who they could learn a lot from. I feel like this person has more questions that they want to ask you, but I think that this person already feels like they've stepped a boundary with you, and that they may be relying on you too heavily in certain ways. And I think that this person is questioning what your expectations are of them at this point, because I don't know if they are ready to kind of do more or be there more emotionally. But I feel like you are someone who, like, you feel at this point that things need to progress more than what they have, if that makes sense. Like, maybe you feel that this connection has a weird sort of exchange of energy and you're trying to define it, you're trying to put a finger on it. Whereas this person is sensing that, but thinking to themselves, we probably don't need to do that though. Like, I almost feel like you guys are in this weird gray area with each other, where you don't really know what to call the other person or how to define the other person. I think it would be foolish to assume that this person isn't thinking of you, but I just think that a lot of the thoughts that they do have of you are very different to what you were expecting. I believe that this person thinks of you in a very kind of inspired way, and they look at you as, again, I feel like I'm repeating myself now, what can I learn from this person? So in terms of their energy towards you, we have Yena reversed. So I feel like this person is learning a lot. And I think that they learn a lot every time they interact with you, whether that's in person, online. It feels like you've put a lot into perspective for them. They've realized how they were really thinking with a very short sight of their future, of their opportunities, of their possibilities. Something that you said or something that you said around them has really put them into this sort of retrospective mode where they're trying to think bigger than the glass bowl that they've been living in. And I feel like this person is slowly processing a lot of what you said, especially if you did have a really big conversation or you recently revealed like a revelation about your success or something that you've been working on. I feel like they are still processing it and trying to figure out how that can be helpful information for them. The Page of Air is here twice, and in this deck, the bottom of the card says challenging information, delays or changes to plans, and truth delivered without tact. When that card is reversed, it feels like the information was still somewhat challenging, but this person has risen to the challenge and they've decided, you know what, I want to do something with this. And it feels like the information could have, would have, should have found them sooner, because maybe they realized after the fact that they could have been living differently a long time ago, or they could have been making changes to their life so that their circumstances were better a long time ago. I almost feel like you've said something that has really put them into like a new journey, a new path, especially with this Fool here. I can't help but feel like this person's mind has just expanded. They've had some sort of awakening, especially with Archangel Metatron. There's this strong feeling of being free and trying to take action towards something that they have maybe always wanted to or desired to for a long time, but they didn't have anybody as a point of reference to believe that it was possible to do what they are currently doing. So Spirit, can you tell us more, please? I feel like this person may be at a physical distance to you as well, or they may be about to embark on a physical journey. What does this person think about group 3 in general? Got a lot of pages showing themselves. A lot of pages. What does this person think of group 3 in general? We have the 4 of Pentacles again, this time reversed. They see you as someone that isn't afraid to challenge the status quo. They feel like you aren't afraid to say, I need more or I deserve more. And they see you as someone, especially if you know this person from a workplace setting, as someone who isn't afraid to leave a job or a situation because it isn't paying you what you deserve. They see you as someone that is not afraid to ask for more and to go out there and seek more. Honestly, they see you as a seeker, and in the material world, it has paid off in their mind. They see you as someone that isn't afraid to keep growing. They also see you as someone that is very well informed, as though you've spent a lot of time processing the information, or they just see you as someone that is very kind of well experienced. And in the 4 of Swords context, it's like what you say really resonates for them. What you say is very encouraging to them. And it feels like it comes from a well-experienced place, as though this is something that you could recite in your sleep. They may see you as some sort of professional of some sort, because any communication that they've had with you, or any communication they've seen from you, like if you tweet a lot or if you do like add captions to your images on social media, it just comes across as you being very intellectual, very articulate, and just like very learned. Like you come across as someone that has a really fascinating vocabulary to this person, or someone who like everything you say seems to really hit with them and resonate with them. It feels like you come across as someone who like they really like to listen to, or they really like to read. So either you've written it down or they have the ability to hear you talk. We also have Judgment here. So you've definitely helped this person gain a sense of awareness. I feel like they love, again, listening to you talk. Like I'm almost getting this image of this person lying up in bed. Look, we just have the 9 of Swords and someone literally lying up in bed, listening to you, meditating to you in some circumstances. I feel like this person gains a lot of peace from hearing you speak. Now, Judgment is also here because this person sees you as someone that has brought a lot of revelation into their life. And I see revelation as clarity, truth, but the kind of truth that really forces change. Like you can't just, it's like that, a phrase of text that once you hear it, you can't unhear it. It's very profound, and it almost makes you want to do things differently straight away. Like you don't want to keep pretending like, oh yeah, that was interesting, and then going about your day as though you didn't hear it. Things that you say around or to this person really make them kind of marinate and stew over it and want to make changes almost immediately. I also think that they just think that you do this for a lot of people, Like, they feel like you like to have these really thought-provoking conversations with a lot of people, whether you say a lot of words or whether you can just say it in 5 words. It's almost like they see you as someone that likes to get a reaction out of people for some of the things that you say. They definitely see you as someone that has woken them up from something. Like, they felt like they were maybe not necessarily living in denial, but it feels like that after the fact, you know? Like, at the time, no, you're just living. But after the fact, once you know better, it's like, damn, I was living in denial. That's what it kind of feels like. What do they think of group 3 in general? What does this person think of group 3? They're showing me the 3 of Cups. So it comes back to that feeling of they enjoy spending time with you. I feel like this is someone who really likes spending time with you, but I also think that it is more of like a platonic feeling. We have the Tower at the back of the deck. This person really values your conversation. They find that your presence is very grounding, but you also have this way of trying to kind of upset things at the same time. And I don't think it comes from like a malicious standpoint. That's not how they see it. They don't see you as someone who is maliciously trying to upset people, but they do see you as someone that stirs the pot through your communication. What you say has the ability to really kind of rattle people. And I think that they are at a point where they like that, they need that. They almost want more people that can talk to them in the way that you do. Especially with the 3 of Cups here, they feel like you are someone who it's really exciting to see you. Like, they get happy to see you, but it feels like a lot of the context is them around other people seeing you. Like, I would be surprised if you've had many one-on-one times with this person, at least recently. Because I feel like they just like to kind of be around you in a sociable setting. They like to be able to hear you and watch you and listen to you in a sociable setting. Okay, let's get channeled messages from this person. I feel like you've had a really profound impact on this person's life. Like, I can say that it's positive, but I also feel like you wouldn't typically label it as being positive because of everything that's changed since you've kind of come into contact with each other. What does this person want to say to group 3, Spirit? We have, let me hold you, the 7 of Wands. This person says that you've given them courage, you've given them strength, and you've given them a sense of feeling like they are capable and that they can arise to the challenges that they experience. I almost feel like you've helped boost this person's confidence and courage, and what's the other word that I'm looking for? I want to say self-esteem, but I think that it's more that they lacked the ability to believe in themselves. And you've helped this person feel like it doesn't matter if other people aren't in their corner. They really just need themselves and one other person maybe. This person struggles to kind of be an initiator or a radical person. They don't like to do things or be the first to do things. They don't like to do things that are too radical or different or kind of untried, and you've really kind of supported this person or inspired them to do something that is very much like that. And I feel like they are trying to find a way to express that to you, because I almost feel like there is some sort of like amicable roadblock between the two of you. Like, it's like they're trying to be respectful of some sort of boundary. Like, the way that they're talking about it is so casual. It's not like the way that I would say thank you to a loved one, if that makes sense. Like, if this was like a family member or even a lover, like, I wouldn't be saying it like this. This person is trying to be kind of casual about how much you've helped them, as though they're trying to downplay it, which makes me think that either the two of you don't know each other very well or you're not as well connected as you once were. because they feel like they have to just kind of downplay this. It's not like the kind of excitement that I would have if I saw someone that I'm comfortable with all the time. It almost feels like you don't know how impactful you've been to them. Group 3, what does this person want to say to them? We have I'm addicted to you. The Devil card coming out. We'll take this one as well. I want you, the 8 of Wands. I'm going to clarify them real quick. Clarify the Devil card and the 8 of Wands, please, Spirit. Thanking you. Clarifying the Devil card, we have the Ace of Swords. Yes. I feel like this person, and look, the 8 of Swords reverse, so an 8 clarifying the 8. I feel like this person wants to keep communication open and they want to talk to you. At the time that you're seeing this reading, they are thinking about you and they want to be able to discuss their options, their choices, especially if you did give them guidance or you did talk to them about how their life could change for the better. I feel like they've made certain plans and they've got some sort of ball in motion where it is moving them towards the thing that they really want, but, excuse me, I apologize. They may need more. And so it almost feels like a bit of a fiend looking for their next fix. Like this person really does want to communicate with you because they need more from you. They want more from you. They need more energy, but they also need more inspiration, more validation. This person gets a lot of courage from you. They get a lot of validation from you. Like you may be one of the only people in their corner who's believing in them in such a fantastical way. They may have other people that are really pragmatic or even practical and just kind of make this person doubt their path and their commitment to whatever this is. So I do think with the 8 of Swords reverse, this person sees you as someone that helps them find clarity and confidence in their actions, and communication with you helps confirm a lot of the things that they want to do but don't have courage to do. So they are craving your energy at the time of this reading, wanting to communicate with you further, wanting to talk to you about the things that they need to do next so that you can boost their confidence in taking action towards them. What else does this person want to say to group 3? And that's where I think it's a bit unfair at times, because I think that for you, you're interpreting all this attention and interaction as intention towards something more, when actually this person is getting it as energy that builds their own individual purpose and direction. They're seeing your effort and your attention towards them as attention that's helping go towards their goals. It does feel a little one-sided at times. We have let me have you in the reverse. So it's like, I want to hold you. I want the strength that you give me. I'm addicted to this way that you make me feel, but I don't have intentions to have you. I want to hold you. I don't want to have you. We also have another 7. I think we should slow down. So I feel like this person, when it comes to being able to materialize something in this connection, excuse me, I didn't know my phone was not on silent. I just feel like they don't have honest intentions in terms of, it's not that they're not honest, but it's just that they don't seem to be able to build stability in this. There's going to be a lot of shifts that happen between the two of you in the coming weeks, months, year, and it's really going to cause distance if it hasn't already. With the 2 of Water reversed, that to me is indicating that this person has already caused some sort of emotional distance between the two of you. I feel like what they want to say to you is that they're planning on finding a way to kind of slow down whatever momentum has built between the two of you so that they can focus that energy, attention, effort, and time on other things. And it does feel like this person isn't wanting to kind of focus on love at all right now. It doesn't feel like they're leaving you for something else in terms of another person. It more feels like they're taking their energy away from you to focus on something different. Where are they going? Yeah, I just feel like okay, so a lot of you already know. It could be school. It could be a change in physical location, like trying to go to a different country, trying to do something that they've really wanted to do for a while. They've been putting it off. Most of you will already know because this person may have told you, but you're going to find out very soon anyway. I can't get a specific read on this group because this is a big group, but it feels like something that most of you have already come into awareness of because you've spoken about it to this person, you've seen it on their social media, or it's already been implied in a group conversation with mutual friends who know this person. The information is going to come out soon anyway as to where this full energy is taking them, where this new action and direction and movement is taking them. But it doesn't feel like it's coming towards you. It feels like it's going in a different direction. So what is the advice for group 3 when interacting with this person, Spirit? What is the advice for group 3? We have stay back. Yeah, I love that. It came out so clearly. Stay back. It's not that this person is toxic, but it's that you both feel like you want different things. And I think it is in your best interest to just remind yourself that energy does not equal intention. And in this case, attention doesn't equal intention. This person may give you a lot of attention when it is helpful for them, but that doesn't mean that they have intentions of pursuing this into something greater than what it has currently been, has previously been. Literally, the card that came out is the gallery of those who came before. So your advice is to look at this person's track record and to pay attention to what they have said to you, because I don't think they've lied to you. I just think that they've maybe been ambiguous. What they talk about is what they're passionate about, and what they talk about is what they plan on doing. And if they aren't talking about plans with you or about a future with you, take their word for what it means, because this is somebody who, when they are passionate about something, they talk about it. And I do feel like the gallery of those who came before is about paying attention to what this person has previously said to you, and paying attention to the fact that it doesn't make them a bad person necessarily for not wanting the same thing as you in the future. I do think that you have been helpful to each other, and that there is some sort of maybe lesson here, but it's not even about gaining a lesson. It's just about appreciating what has happened between you. It almost gives me the vibes of like a summer fling, you know, like 3 months of bliss, and then you go into your different reality. And it's not to say that that's the only way that this could ever exist, but I almost feel like you've got to just see it for what it is and try not to read too far into the lines, and try not to kind of go too deep into the could've, would've, should've's and what if this and what if that, and just appreciate it for what it was and for what the experiences with this person was. I don't see that they are a malicious person who had bad intentions, but I do feel like they're an honest person, and what they talk about is what they're going to do. And pay attention to what they say, because they are being honest. They're not kind of trying to be elusive and mysterious. They're literally saying, if they say to you, I always wanted to be a mechanic, that is what they are going to be focusing on. If they say to you, I'm thinking about going to Europe for 6 months, that is what they're going to be focusing on. And next we have Fire Mother as well. So don't dim to fit in here. Don't suppress to impress. There's a strong feeling here of you needing to use a lot of the fire that you give to other people, and that sometimes you burning too brightly for others instead of yourself. There is a strong feeling here with Fire Mother of you being someone who is a bit of a muse. You are someone who does inspire other people, and that energy can be harnessed for self as well, group 3. I feel like your advice here is to understand how you have such a beautiful, colorful impact on other people, and that vitality, that sense of purpose and passion that you ignite within others can and should be shared with yourself. It should be something that you hold for self as well. It shouldn't be something that you feel guilty about, or you feel sad about, or mad about. Like, by all means, express how you want to feel. I'm not telling you to change how you feel, but I am saying that this is always a strength and quite a, beautiful quality to have. And it's something that you can use for yourself as well, trying to give that sense of purpose, passion, vitality to self first before you consider burning that brightly for others. And I only mean that because I feel like you are very encouraging, and I feel like you can be someone that is very supportive and you may get really frustrated with people like this who kind of just come in and seem to use that and then go with whatever inspiration you've given them. But I think that it's a reflection of how profound your impact is on other people. And I don't know, I just see this translating in so many different ways. I feel like some of you have been like this towards a family member for many years, feeling like you're always helping them and inspiring them and they barely give you anything. So there's this strong feeling here of, rather than suppressing or dimming, harness that for self and cultivate that for self and keep creating for self. You have such a beautiful, colorful presence in this world, and we're lucky to have you. And I think it's natural for people to come in contact with you, even if it's just casually, and feel so inspired by what it is that you have to say and what it is that you have to kind of share and how supportive you can be. But I also feel like you have a lot more growth to give to yourself. And there's a lot more encouragement that you could really give to yourself to help progress you and to help you feel like you can accomplish the things that you've inspired others to do as well. So that's what I'm seeing for you. Group 3, when it comes to your reading, I am going to take this into the extended now. I think it's going to be an interesting extended. I am going to start with looking at your person's fantasies about you and what they fantasize about. We'll see if it becomes sexual in nature. I don't know if it will. I'm really unsure with this person's energy. It's almost like they're trying their hardest to see you in a cordial way, like in an appropriate way, which makes me think that the context in which they know you is either official or it's connected to some sort of platonic tie, like a family friend or a family connection in some way. So I'm curious to see what comes out, but we'll explore anyway. We'll start with that and then we'll just go from there and hopefully get you more advice as well. Now, if you would like to join me in the extended reading group 3, the link will be in the description box. There is a quick preview that you can look at as well if you're wanting to just make sure that it's something that you're interested in. The extended reading is on my website and you should be able to look at the 20-second preview of your extended, which may help you just feel whether the energy is worth investing in. Otherwise, I really want to thank you for your time, your energy, your effort, and just you being here, all of your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope this reading was helpful, confirming, and informative. It's been a pleasure to read for you, and I shall connect with you in another video. Bye! Hi Group 4 and welcome to your reading. If you chose this amethyst crystal, then this is going to be your reading. I'm going to put your crystal there. You may have actually chosen the Halloween Nightmare Before Christmas deck instead of the crystal. Either or, if you chose them, then this is your group. So Group 4, today we're asking Spirit, is the person on your mind thinking about you as well? We're going to get straight to the point basically. I will be shuffling your tarot deck and then I will be pulling oracle cards as well, so please bear with me while I get your cards laid out. Just letting you know there will be an extended reading as well. I did mention this in the intro, but your extended reading is going to be an 18 plus. What is your person's fantasy about you, or what do they fantasize about when it comes to you? And that extended reading is coinciding with a giveaway that I have on my website for my website members who are a part of the Amethyst Hermie membership. So if you want to know any other information about that, either go back to the intro or have a look at my website. But let's get into it. Group 4, please, Spirit. Connect me to Group 4's energy, specifically to their person. Who's Group 4's person, please, Spirit? Okay. Is the person on Group 4's mind thinking about them as well? Is the person on Group 4's mind thinking about them as well? Is the person on Group 4's mind? We have the Hierophant coming out, reversed, if it will focus. Is the person on Group 4's mind thinking about them as well? We have the Six of Presents upright. Actually, sorry, your cards are going down here. is the person on group 4's mind thinking about them as well? We have the Death card reversed. And we have the Three of Needles. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll do that. The back of the deck is the Nine of Candles upright. I was going to clarify with this deck, but we're going to clarify with a different deck. Spirit, what is this person's current energy towards group 4? What is this person's current energy towards group 4? We have the magpie animal, so a bit of a mischievous animal in Australia, to be honest. This creature terrifies the burliest of men. We have the number 7, protective of family, attacking from behind, aggressive, and paranoia. The back of your deck, you have platypus, unique solitude, being at peace, and swimming through emotions. The number on that card is 26. What is this person's energy towards group 4, please, Spirit? Preferably 2 cards. What is this person's energy towards group 4? What is this person's energy towards group 4, please, Spirit? We have the Strength card coming out for you in this deck. It is reversed. It says Archangel Ariel, number 11, obviously. Great inner strength, release harsh judgments, and forgiveness and compassion. Let's get one more card. What is this person's current energy? We have release. That's the Death card again, reversed. The end of a pause, or, the end of a phase or situation, spiritual transformation, and time to move on. So you got the Death card reversed twice. I mean, definitely not a coincidence. At the back of the deck, we have the Hermit card reversed. Okay, one more card. Oh, my hand is itchy. So random. Can you tell us more about this person? What are their thoughts towards group 4? What are this person's thoughts towards group 4, please, Spirit? Thank you. We're only going to take one. We have the number 6. Again, you had the 6 of Pentacles. Now you've got the number 6 coming out. Okay. That's interesting. At the back of the deck, we do have masculine coming out upright too. So I'll be honest with you. I'm going to get this tarot deck ready to clarify. I feel like this is a case of this person really struggling with the thoughts that they're having about you. You are on this person's mind, but they feel like they've done something and they need to kind of fix it with you. And I feel like even what they want to do isn't what they should do in this situation, because we have strength reversed and this magpie energy. For some of you, this could be a third-party situation in which you're in a triangle with this person and one of their other commitments. But I do think that this person is feeling like they need to do something to make up for how they have acted in the past. And I think that what they need to do is very difficult, because they have to be honest with you. And what they're being honest with you about is something that feels like you don't know about. It feels like something that this person, last time they saw you, they said, like, don't worry, you have nothing to worry about, blah, blah, blah. And now they need to tell you, well, actually, remember when I said you have nothing to worry about? This is what's actually been happening. I feel like what they need to say to you is very difficult to say, and I don't mean to make you paranoid, but this person is feeling very, like, coming from a standpoint of, I need to do something to make sure that I'm taking care of what I need to take care of. So I feel like they are having some pretty strategic thoughts of you and how to have a very difficult conversation with you that involves them trying to cut ties with a feeling of guilt in the past. And it involves them trying to take the easy way out of a situation in which they should be more accountable for their own actions. It feels like they're trying to kind of let themselves off easy, or they're trying to protect somebody else. And so they're having this conversation with you in their head. about like, well, listen, like this is what it was and this is what I meant, and try not to take it the wrong way. But I feel like they are completely downplaying what actually happened between the two of you. I feel like they're just trying to kind of straighten things out for the immediate future. They're not actually going into the depths of what has happened. I can see this person's energy towards you being very defensive, especially with the 9 of Candles at the back of the deck. This feels like someone that feels challenged, threatened even. They feel very threatened. And I think that they're trying to kind of salvage something in this situation. Something has happened in which they feel like they need to salvage. And they're coming from a very vulnerable place of like, if I don't do this, then it will all fall apart. Or if I'm not careful, I'll lose everything. And I feel like this person is very afraid of losing in this situation, because I almost wonder if it's more of a testament of their character or a reputation that they could be tarnishing. I also think with the Hierophant reverse that this person is feeling afraid of what other people will think. There is either somebody else who they hold their opinion quite highly, or it's this feeling of upsetting some sort of standard and kind of going against the grain of what that would normally happen. I feel like this person is afraid of what other people will say from a gossiping standpoint as well. And I just feel like you're on their mind, but they're trying to kind of work things out in their head of like, well, how can I get out of this situation easily? It feels like what they're thinking about is like being very strategic and careful, and they are a bit paranoid, but they're trying to kind of balance things out. I really need to clarify this 6 of Presents because it's come up twice. So I almost feel like this person is very worried about their reputation with this 6 and Strength energy reversed, and they're worried about how other people see them. They may have this reputation of being a very generous person or a kind person, someone who's very charitable and charming, I'm hearing, because 6 makes me think of the 6 of Wands as well, like someone who has a bit of like a hero sort of image, or like a what's the word of someone that's like on the sports team and just like really well liked, popular sort of image. Can we please clarify the Hierophant reversed? Is group 4 on this person's mind, and what are they thinking about group 4 with the Hierophant reversed, please, Spirit? Okay, we'll take it. We have the 2 of Wands. So this person is anticipating the opportunity, and it doesn't feel like an opportunity. It feels like a bit of a looming deadline to have to kind of confront something that happened between the two of you. What is the 6 of Presents about, Spirit, for group 4's person? What is the 6 of Presents about? Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles upright. And what is this Death card about? We have the 6 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, what is the 3 of Needles about? Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles, and at the back of the deck we have the 5 of Cups. You know what I'm hearing? This may have been a you scratch my back, I scratch yours situation. You may have helped this person out with something, and they said that they would return the favor, and now they're trying to think of a way to get out of it. It feels like they think a lot about your generosity, how caring you were, how helpful you were. Some of you may have even given this person money. And they think a lot about how much you've done. And they're trying to think of how to get out of having to repay that back to you, because they feel like this person is pursuing a new opportunity here with the Page of Pentacles. And it feels like it could be another job or another kind of opportunity that could change their lifestyle, because I am seeing that this person, for some of you, is very focused on their health and their fitness. And that could be a big part of this person's reputation. And so I feel like this conversation that they have with you in their head is about like how lucrative this opportunity is. And you don't understand, this is such a good idea for me, and I need to do this. I need to do this for me. And I feel like at times maybe they try to make you feel like the selfish one. There is a feeling of selfishness here. And this person knowing that they are that way, but that trying to say that you are as well. I feel like this person is coming from a hurt place with the 5 of Cups being here, so I do apologize for these hurtful messages. But I just think that I need to be really honest with you, because I could see how someone like this is really good at making you feel a certain way and then kind of doing and intending on doing something completely opposite. So with the Five of Cups at the back of the deck, I do think that this person is hurt, but I think that compared to what they can do to you, their hurt feelings are temporary. This is somebody who is going through an emotional change. This is somebody who will be fine in a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months. The pain that they potentially have, or that they have the potential to inflict on you, is going to last a lot longer, for as long as you don't see them for who they truly are. I need to be aware of the fact that your bottom deck energy at one point was the Seven of Swords, and we have the Three of Swords now. I just feel like the person that you're thinking about is definitely thinking about you, but they come from a space of worrying when you're going to see them for who they truly are, and worrying when you're going to expect them to live up to the image that they've created in your mind. I definitely feel like with the Hierophant reversed and the Two of Wands upright, this person has to kind of answer to their actions, and they owe you an explanation, but they also are struggling to kind of fit into the confines of what this connection is. Whatever connection you share with this person, they're wanting to break out of it. And I feel like they are looking at the horizon, kind of wanting or hoping for something helpful to get them out of it. I could see how this is someone who is struggling to kind of fit into whatever mold you're hoping they will fit into in your life. They're looking for any excuse to kind of go, well, I can't really do that because of this. And pay attention, please, to the amount of times that they flake, to the amount of times that they prioritize other things over you, and to the amount of times that they actually genuinely initiate things with you. Because I feel like this Two of Wands is them looking for any little excuse to get out of a plan that you put in place. It's someone who is struggling to fit into a mold. And I do think that for that reason, this person's thoughts of you are about how different you are to their usual type or to their usual standard. I also think with the Six of Presents upright and the Ace of Pentacles, some of you have literally helped this person out with their finances, with their study, with their health goals maybe. But I think that your impact on them thus far has been very tangible. You've given them a lot, and they think a lot about how generous you are. But I also see that this person is very focused on moving forward to the biggest, best option. And I don't see that in a way of trying to purposefully leave you behind. It feels like this person is very focused on upgrading group 4. That's what this is feeling like. Borrowing money to get the next shiniest, newest car. Borrowing money to get the next newest, latest iPhone. Borrowing money and resources and time from somebody else's hard work and labor in order to save for their dream house. And I just feel like the amount of things that you've given to this person has genuinely helped them. Like, I feel like they think about you in a way of like how you have physically helped them, and that some of the stuff that they've done wouldn't be possible without your support, whether you've contributed funding, or whether you've actually contributed time in helping this person get their life together. There is an acceptance and awareness of the fact that a lot of the things that they're doing now wouldn't be made possible without time spent with you. And I think that you've been very generous with this person. For most of you, this Six of Presents is about your charitable nature and how generous you've been, which has helped this person cultivate a material opportunity for themselves. But I see with the Death card reversed and the Six of Pentacles reversed, they have no intention of paying that back. I almost feel like this person is trying to definitely look for the easy way out. Then they don't want this to end. For most of you, they're going to try to find a way to kind of keep milking the situation for as long as they can. Whatever gratification they're getting from you, again, whether that's money, whether that's your time, your energy, or something else physical that you are doing to gratify this person's existence, they will keep trying to get that for as long as they need it. It's very messy, and they're only going to have this difficult conversation with you when they find something shiny to obsess over. And it feels like with the Page of Pentacles here, this person is literally just looking for something shiny to obsess over. I see with the Page of Pentacles being here in the first place that this is somebody who is trying to upgrade. They are trying to find ways to expand and ways to kind of make themselves newer and more improved, but it does feel like it's at your expense, sweets. It feels like this is someone who is using and abusing your kindness and your generosity. And I think that if they are going through a hard time, it is very temporary with the Five of Cups being reversed. This person can and will be better because they know how to do that for themselves at the expense of others. And so I can't help but feel a complete lack of empathy in this energy, despite us having the Five of Cups here. I'm just seeing someone who is very much looking for the easy way out of having to deal with other people's pain and other people's feelings, and just trying to really push that back on you. Well, maybe you shouldn't have done this and you shouldn't have done that. And it's like, well, actually, you're the one that did this. And I feel like this is the kind of person that would say, well, I didn't put a gun to your head and force you to do it. You know, you chose to do this. I asked the question and you said yes. So I do feel like this is a very strong energy that is quite difficult to kind of reason with. And I think that it's coming from a strong sense of ego in an unhelpful way. You can't tell this person no, and it's very hard to kind of convince them otherwise. With the Nine of Candles here, they definitely feel defensive, and they've got their walls up, their guard up. They're trying to kind of stay behind this fence of protection and trying not to admit defeat as well, or be too vulnerable and too open. This is a very guarded person. Is there anything else in the tarot cards that they need to know, Spirit? Yeah, these death cards is just so uncomfortable. I don't know how anyone can live like that. Just constantly analyzing. Like, this person is very aware of you. Like, I feel like they know you well. Like, they can pick up on when your mood shifts, and they know how to kind of lessen. Like, I'm literally seeing that they see you the moment that you decide, like, I've had enough, I'm going to go home. And they know exactly what to say to make sure that you stay there. Or they know exactly, like, when to kind of be more affectionate so that you don't distance yourself when they need you. They know exactly how to be more attentive so that you will be more willing to accept whatever responsibilities they try to pass on to you. It feels very manipulative, but I don't think they're like this with everyone. That's what's making me feel more hurt channeling this energy, is I feel like they're really doing this to you. I don't feel like they do this to everyone. Oh, it's just such an uncomfortable message. I'm so sorry, you guys. Obviously, this is very specific. If it doesn't resonate, go to a different group. But we're going to keep going forward so that we can hopefully get some helpful and healing messages out of this. I am going to get channeled messages for you. Group 4, please, Spirit. What does this person want to say to group 4? I'm hearing I know more than you think. The Nine of Swords reversed. I know more than you think. Sometimes that's a card of an epiphany, but I feel like this person sometimes plays off how much they know. I also feel like with the Nine of Swords, this is more about being completely aware of the gravity of what they're doing. I think this is someone who, when you go to about your fears and concerns, they have a way of maybe minimizing them. I haven't gotten messages like this in a long time. It's very difficult to talk about this, but I think with the Nine of Swords reversed, this is somebody who is finding it very easy to put a lot of the blame on you, if I can say that. We also have the Ace of Swords reversed, so they are definitely needing to be more aware. But I feel like in terms of empathetic awareness, picking up on people's energies and just being aware of how that translates in accountability. But I think with the Ace of Swords reversed, this is talking about a mistake. So I do think that recently this person may have taken something too far with you. And it's got them in this defensive energy of feeling like they need to protect themselves or somebody else. They may have taken something too far with you. That's what it feels like. I accidentally said too much. I did too much. What does this person want to say to group 4? Love is the answer. Clarify, please. You are my everything reversed. I think this is someone who uses emotional beings and their emotions against them. I need more balance. They are definitely trying to upgrade their lifestyle. This is someone who likes to look affluent. They may have a very well put together social media account. They may like to maintain a certain image in public. So they may have like designer clothing even, or just like really good brand sort of clothing to kind of emulate this image. They are trying to upgrade something. Listen, I'm so sorry, but this may be another message of confirmations. For some of you, this person is choosing somebody else over you because they fit this image. They have designer clothing. They have the, you know, the social media sort of presence, or they have what this person's facade needs, and they may have kind of maintained that while also interacting with you and bringing you into this sort of triangle situation. I feel this person does have regrets, and they made a big mess with you. They made a huge mess with you, but they knew what they were doing the whole time. I'm not going to let them pretend to bury their head in the sand. They knew what they were doing the whole time, group 4. That's what's actually terrifying about this situation. This isn't the fact of I don't know any better. No, you do know better, actually. They chose to do these things knowing that it could hurt people and knowing that they were manipulating the truth. And I can't say it was a straight out lie, because it was 100% a manipulation. It was a, you should see this and only this, and I want you to see that and only that. And I'm going to keep playing these two versions of reality out separately. Is there anything else that this person wants to say to group 4? We have sex. Okay. So this person has a strong connection to your physical vessel and your physical world. And that card does talk about physical temptations in terms of being put in a position where you're using sex or your attraction to someone as a form of escape from another responsibility or from another form of, what's the word, like, awareness. Like it's like somebody who's just, you know, gay for pay instead of confronting their sexuality, or someone who is in an unsatisfied relationship and so they hook up with other people on the side and pretend to be single still in certain situations. It just feels like this person uses sex to gain gratification rather than connection. And I don't doubt that part of them believes that, you know, this is normal. Maybe they were taught this behavior. Maybe they were shown from other people that, like, this is just what you do. You know, you have your wife and you have your mistress, or you have your husband and then you have, you know, your little fling on the side. Like, whatever this is, whatever this dynamic is, it feels taught and learned. And it feels like there's part of this person that blames a bigger system. They're like, well, you know, I'm just a product of my environment. Or, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this person... And I mean, I couldn't even negate from that belief system because I can understand that. But at the same time, hurt people, heal yourself. We also have the Ace of Wands. I want to fresh start with you, and that I need to clarify. Why is the Ace of Wands here? Because I have so much desire for you. The Ace of Wands is about passion, and the passion that they have for you, group 4. This person has a lot of attraction towards you, and I'm getting that most of you are being manipulated in a situation in which they get a lot of physical gratification out of being with you. You're a very generous person in this person's world, and that's the kind of generosity that I'm hearing money can't buy, but also that this person enjoys taking advantage of because they don't have to exchange much for it. And it feels like this is someone who looks at things very transactionally. Well, I save a lot of money by going here. Well, I do a lot of this by getting that, you know. I save a lot of this by doing that. It feels like, I'm sorry, I can't personally relate to anything that I'm describing, but it feels very cold and transactional. Is there anything else that this person wants to say to group 4? We have I'm coming, trust. Okay, clarify that, please. It's the Ace of Pentacles again. The Ace of Swords. I regret things. A wrong decision, a wrong move. I shouldn't have done that. What did they do? We have the Five of Swords at the back of the deck. If I follow you, I could lose everything. What did this person do? What do they regret? I think so, yes. I think that they have definitely, like, in a softer way, they have definitely led you on to believe that they would do something when actually they're doing something else. I feel like this person genuinely wants to follow some sort of pentacle, a tangible opportunity which can offer them something shiny and new and an upgrade to their current lifestyle. And I feel this person wanting to pursue that, but I also feel like they didn't explain that to you, or they didn't do it in a way that was right by you, considering your history and what you're already kind of exchanged energetically. This person is paranoid about the truth coming out in a way where you react, so that, I want to say, in a way that could jeopardize their reputation or what they're building. This person is really trying to build something. Yeah, we have the Seven of Wands reversed. Cowardly actions. What is this cowardly action? The Four of Cups. I was confused, so I chose the one in front of me. I'm in so much pain. I'm projecting my pain. I'm deflecting my pain. I'm causing pain. And we have I'm ready. Yeah, they're about to do this. So it's not going to be a secret for longer if you have no idea what I'm talking about. They're about to do this. They're about to do something very selfish and at your expense, because they need to win at all costs. They have a lot of people to answer to and a lot of faces to kind of appease. And I also just think that this person is just really determined to try to build something. And so they're going to start making excuses to you. They're going to start putting it back on you. Well, what do you want? What are you trying to do? Like, I'm just trying to look after me. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm straight. You know, I've always told you that. Why don't you focus more on this? And then there's this push and pull energy of the Devil card coming back out. So I feel like this is the kind of person where if you leave them in a gray area, if you don't cut ties definitively, they will always... Sorry, group 4, I got cut off by my camera, but I was saying, until you kind of tell this person that no, we're done, we're through, this person will always have the audacity to come back. I don't know how much you heard, but I was pulling channeled messages from the deck after I put it back, and it basically played out this scenario of this person kind of winning, walking away to win at all costs and at your expense, putting you in an unfair situation in which you are made to look like the one who chose to lose. And I just see them, Five of Swords reversed, all the way, literally just passing the buck and making it so that they are the winner and you are put in this unfair position of feeling like you've lost. And because there's no proper resolution, they have the audacity to be able to come back time and time again and put you in this devil situation where they just gain their gratification and temporarily itch a scratch that you still have, and then kind of leave again and make it out like, well, this is what I do. Like, I always told you this was important to me. I need to do this. What is the advice for group 4? We have something that is never truly yours coming out, the number 27. Your advice is to pay attention to what people show you through their actions. And your advice is to listen to what this person talks about. I was having this message with another group too. Someone who is interested in you will talk about you and their future with you. Someone who has no interest in building that future with you will show you that through their actions, their attention, and what they choose to invest their time and money and resources such as energy into. Spirit is saying that in this situation, I don't think this person was ever truly yours. I think this was something that you fed into. And I think that this was a classic case of the fact that you could make anybody happy, sweets. You have this energy that gives. You have this energy that just offers a lot of growth. And you have this energy of being able to appease even the most difficult personalities. And I think that that may be something that you were taught or that you learned as well. This isn't your be-all, end-all. And this isn't a situation that you deserve to feel like this is the best that you can do in. We also have the one who needs to control. So consider in this situation how you may be forcing something to happen that is not meant to happen. That card is reversed because it's time to kind of let go of overly controlling the outcome, of manipulating the situation so that it fits into what you see your future being. If something is truly meant for you, it will come to you. It will find you. You cannot lose it. You do not have to force it. It will happen because it is aligned with your energy and with what is meant to be a part of your future. Something that is not meant to be energetically in your life will be very easy to lose. It'll be hard to keep it. You'll find yourself struggling to let it stay in your life rather than to let it go. It'll be easy to let go of it. You stop talking and they disappear the next day. You know, something that is never truly yours feels like it needs to be controlled. We also have share tenderness. So with this card being reversed, you are a creature of connection. All human beings are. That's how we thrive. We're not meant to be isolated. We're not meant to be alone. We're not meant to feel like we only have one option and one way of doing things. We're supposed to be able to choose. We're supposed to feel like we can gain from those around us as well. And I think that's why a lot of us end up getting into these situations where we end up kind of holding on to things that are harmful because it is in our nature to want connection and to need connection. And I think that in this case, it's not about turning that nature off. It's about seeking that need from the right source and making sure that your beautiful tenderness is shared with the right people who give as much as they take and who repay the debts that they owe, who don't hide and run from their problems when it comes to the things that they promised. We also have good things. So I love this as your last card because it's Spirit confirming Group 4 that you can have good things and that you are on to better things. You deserve more and things can get better for you. Remember that when you let go of what isn't meant for you, you're creating space for what you actually deserve, for what is actually energetically aligned with you. And sometimes it can happen just like that. Other times it takes a little bit longer because we need to be able to heal the wound that attracted that in the first place. We need to be able to identify that we deserve better so that we can attract better in the first place. But for some of you, it could be as simple as letting go of what isn't meant for us and instantly attracting a better version of what we thought we wanted. At the back of the deck, we have In Between Worlds. So your advice is that things are changing for you. Number 55 on this card, I feel like it's all about change. Embrace the change. Embrace the challenges. Observe the challenges as the Spirit telling you that things are meant to be different. Embrace the challenges as an opportunity to switch things up and to try other things and to consider how whatever it is that you're doing now isn't technically working, and see this shift in energy and people and whatever the heck it is, because 55 is a lot of change. Consider it to be helpful. And the kind of change that may be difficult, because change can technically never be easy. It is very hard for some of us, but it is about moving things in the right direction, in a better direction for you. See this change as helpful when you can be optimistic, and when you're struggling to see optimistically, when you are feeling down, see this change as necessary at the very bare minimum. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 4, when it comes to your reading. Are you on your person's mind? I am going to take this into the extended reading for you. I do want to have a look at what this person fantasizes about, only because I really want to help you understand what's going on in this person's head, honestly, authentically. I feel like other readers maybe would have downplayed this a little bit. So I want to be as honest as I can. I want you to honestly know how this person thinks and what they think about with you. But then I want to have a look at what this change is leading to for you. I want to look at how this situation is leading to good things. What are these good things? And what is out there waiting for you in lieu of this person leaving? Let's have a look at that in your extended reading as well, and focus on the positive shifts that are happening in your life in a realistic way. So if you would like to join me in the extended reading, the link is in the description box. Your extended reading is on my website. It's all ready when you are. Before you go, group 4, wherever you are going, I want to thank you so much for all of your support and energy and time right here on YouTube. I really appreciate you being here, and it has been an honor to read for you. It was a very difficult message. I hope you are able to decompress after this reading and just only take what resonates and what is helpful. Please do not let the rest take from you. If anything is unhelpful, do not let it stray you from your truth, from your clarity. If this was helpful but difficult, please give yourself time to process it and ground it and absorb it in a helpful, healing way. I'm sending you so much love and enlightenment on your journey. Look after your beautiful self, group 4, and I shall connect with you in another video. Bye.